I'm assuming you clicked on this video for one of two reasons. Either you were recommended Blitzkrieg by someone, or you have no idea what Blitzkrieg is and you want to get in on the action. Either way, you've come to the right place. So you may be asking yourself, what exactly is Blitzkrieg? Well, Blitzkrieg is a practicing method used in Geometry Dash to maximize your learning speed, consistency, and your overall skill gain. It's been a known method for a while, primarily in the Russian community, and it's been used by players like A6, Servax, Wordy, and even Shadow. Up until recently, with the popularity of GEODE, you used to have to track your runs in Google Sheets with external programs or even by manually writing them down. But now with GEODE, an official Blitzkrieg mod has been created to make using Blitzkrieg easier and more accessible than it has ever been, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to use it. Before I go into it, some of you may say that this mod is placebo, and I can respect that, but personally with the use of Blitzkrieg I've been able to beat levels faster than I ever have before. I beat Niwa in 186 attempts, Prismatic Haze in 516 attempts, and I even beat the List Demon Sky Shredder in only 8,400 attempts. And now I'm going to show you guys how you can do the same. Alright, so I am on Geometry Dash. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have GEODE installed, and then you're going to go and you're going to download the Blitzkrieg mod. Alright, you're going to go ahead and download this. And then you're also going to want another mod. You're going to want the percentage toggle mod. I want these two mods. What you're going to do is, let's go on a level. I'm going to use the level Aku as an example. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a specific copy of the level because I will have a link in the description of the video. It's going to have a Google Sheet. So as you can see, I'm on this Google Sheet as a list of star position IDs for a lot of levels, right? And so I'm on Aku, so I'm going to go ahead and take this level, this star pos ID. And I have it right here. Something to note, if your level that you're trying to go for is not on that list, you can use any star position copy. Just make sure that it's up to date and make sure that it has at least 8 star positions, but you want 12 for the best results with the mod. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my star pos copy. I'm going to pause, and you're going to see this icon up here in the top left. This is the Blitzkrieg icon, and you're going to go ahead and create. You're gonna name your profile, whatever. I would name it the level that you're going for. It makes it a lot simpler. And then here is where the 2.1% mod is gonna come in. Just to ensure that your start pause percentages match up, I suggest checking off the old 2.1 percentages just to make sure that all of the percentages are the same across all copies of the level. And then you're gonna go ahead and create a profile. And so now I have this profile. And I'm going to go over what all the buttons do. This button right here is going to bind it to the level. If I am to bind it, now I can click on here, and now you're going to have the Blitzkrieg interface. This will move it to the top of the list. Suppose I have another level, right? And I move it to the top of the list. This just moves it to the top. This button will delete the level, and then this button will favorite it, and so it'll appear up in this favorites tab. You can also export your files. For example, if I'm going onto a different device or if I want to share it to a friend or something along those lines, I can export it and then I will get it as a file on my PC. Now to import, all I'm going to do is click the import button, go into my backups, load this, and it's going to appear right back. When creating the profile, you also get the choice to bind it by default and pin it by default. So if I were to create a profile, it will automatically bind it and automatically pin it. And so, basically what Blitzkrieg is you're going to see a list of every star position you have. And essentially, it's giving you stages. And your goal is to follow its instructions and complete these runs as ordered. So for example, I like to go from the end to the beginning just because it allows me to learn the level backwards, which is generally, it's better to focus on the ending of levels rather than the start, so you don't die at the ending as much. So if I do this ending to 100, then you will see at the bottom it says passed 88.51 to 100. And now, if I check my mod, this is going to be highlighted green, showing that I did the run, and it's also going to show my statistics. Total time played from the start position, my first run that I got, my best run that I've gotten, how many times I've completed it, how many attempts it took me to complete, and then total attempts. So it's pretty helpful. It just has some nice statistics. And then I'm going to go to the previous start position. I'm going to do the same thing there. Now say I die right here. Now I still passed the run because I got at least 80 to 88. I did 80 to 91, which is past the run. So I did that start position, all right? And then you're gonna keep on doing that until you make it all the way to the next stage. Now that I'm on stage 2, you're gonna notice that the runs get a little bit bigger, right? Instead of going from 0 to 5%, I have to go from 0 to 12%, and I have to get 80 to 100 instead of 88 to 100. And I'm gonna keep along, and I'm gonna do those runs as normal. Now, one important thing to note is, for example, if I'm playing from 26 and I wanna get 37, so I just did 26 to 100, it only gives me credit for the 26 to 37 run. And it's important that you don't go ahead and be like, oh, well, I did 26 to 100, so let me just go ahead and check all these off. No, you do not want to do that. It's very important. Only one box gets checked per run you do, right? So it forces you now, I have to play from 33, 37, 43. And this is to ensure that you are being disciplined with your runs. You are making sure that you know how to play from a specific start position. And it is also really good against fluke prevention, because a lot of players will get really good fluke progress and then they'll get demotivated. Or a player will fluke a level and they won't gain much skill from it because they didn't experience the full level. Now, something else I want to highlight is, for example, you are tasked at getting 0 to 12% and somehow you beat the whole level. Now, another thing I want to go over. Suppose, for example, you're tasked at getting 0 to 12% and you manage to fluke the whole level. You beat it, right? You get 100%. You actually just get credit for the run and you're going to keep playing the level as normal. Now, the important thing is, if you beat the level and it was extremely easy for you, you didn't struggle with it at all, that's when I would suggest find a harder level to beat to challenge you, right? But for example, if Aku takes me a month to complete, I'm struggling on it, and it's a big mental barrier for me, it is in my best interest, and I'm going to gain the most skill from completing every single stage. And that means that eventually, I'll have to get 5 all the way to 100, and then I'll have to get 88 from 0. Chances are, I'm probably going to beat the level multiple times, but that is important because you are getting the most skill from the level, and you're going to see the most improvement. And eventually, on the final stage, is when you're going to be tasked to beat the whole level. And that, when you complete the final stage, is when you are completed with Blitzkrieg. And that's pretty much it. It's honestly just a really, really good way to keep track of what parts you need to practice and how to practice levels, because I see a lot of players not knowing how to practice. I see a lot of players only doing runs from 100, and then whenever they go from 0, they struggle really hard. I see a lot of players using practice mode, which, let's be honest, in 2026, it is not the best strategy for beating levels. So from my experience, Blitzkrieg has been one of the most beneficial things that I've learned. It has skyrocketed my performance rate. I'm beating levels faster than I ever have. I'm beating them in less attempts than I ever have. And I'm able to beat list demons in a matter of days. Now, I want to go over a few options inside the mod itself. So you have ignore practice mode, which is pretty helpful for people who practice with no clip accuracy, or maybe you speed hack a level slower to, get the click patterns down and you don't want to get credit for it. Then I suggest toggling this on, and then if you ever decide to use a hack to learn level or practice, then that's when you would go into practice mode. This toggle, expand progress details by default, basically means that when you're in a level, for example, I'm back on Aku, these you can expand them and close them to make it more compact. And that setting will essentially just either have them always be expanded or have them compact by default. Now this option is a pretty fun one. Use custom sound effects. I can toggle this on, and then it will allow me to put any sound effect file I want right here. And whenever I complete a run, it will play that sound effect. Or alternatively, I can put one here and it will play the same or a different sound effect whenever I complete a stage. And that is basically it for Blitzkrieg. It is a very, very, very good method of practicing, in my opinion. I've found it to work extremely well. I know a lot of others have. And, I hope this makes a lot of you guys try it out. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you. Tell me about some of the progress that you're making. And I really hope that I can see it become way more mainstream in the community, because it's a really powerful tool, in my opinion. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video helped you in some way. See you guys in the next one.